All right, Josh. Besides sitting in a dumpster reeking, which I think is your ground state of being, can you remind us what it is you're doing right now?
We're having intimate relations with our guard friend.
That's not cool, Joshua.
No one knows what happened. Could be anything.
No, seriously, are you getting runes or are you getting out of here? Because
No,
either way,
I'm
I have a
leaving.
backup plan.
You guys wanted to
Okay.
kick me out of this place because I was taking too long.
Exactly, but then I spent the intervening week like, okay, how am I going to fill time while Josh is going around? I figured I was going to run a talent show. You know, Chris was going to play the bagpipes. Chris was going to do a tap dance on webcam that would appear in the corner, like with the actual high-quality streamers. Chris was going to recite a monologue.
No.
Chris was going to personally revive the art of mime through kind of a postmodern expression of what it is to be silent in America.
Does he need to revive the art of
Okay, that maybe.
Actually, I had a game ready,
to.
which we might as well deploy since this might take a little
Hey,
while
buddy.
here. Chris, I was going to challenge you to a little game of video game history 20 questions. You game?
I'm not very good at video game history, but I will try.
Okay, it's pretty simple. I'm going to think of a video game from before 2007, and you got 20 questions to see how close you can get to it. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, is it a console game?
Yes.
Is it released on a Nintendo console?
No.
Is it released on a Sega console?
Yes.
Is it released on the Genesis?
No.
The void, that was close.
Is it released on the
Oh, wait,
Sega CD?
actually, yes. So, I mean, that's kind of like a tricky question, but I'll give you that one. Yes. It's released for the Sega CD.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that helps.
Let's check the place just in case.
Does it have FMV cutscenes?
Yes.
Is it about teenagers?
Oh,
Yes.
Is it Night Trap?
Yes. You got it. Good job.
Yay!
All right, that was really impressive. I think nobody can deny that was, despite your sort of setting yourself up for defeat, a really good clearance and just in time.
did you intentionally pick a game that had just gotten re-released? Hi, Megan.
I only discovered that after I brought up
What?
the Wikipedia page, so I wouldn't fuck anything up.
Ready now?
Really? It got re-released? There was never a good reason to play that game.
Yes.
It got
I mean, like, I
re-released
should
with
Bullshit.
cleanup footage, and some of the deleted scenes got re-edited, and some other extra features.
Where?
Oh, so I take it it's
Where
going to make the
is
MVP Game of the
Adamine?
Year awards.
Clown killer. What?
Or Hypatia?
I don't
She's
believe
not
it.
Adamine,
The
no,
dude tricked
never
her
I mean,
into
I
injecting
joke.
herself.
You know,
She
it's-
not
it
ride
is
with
a
the
part of
on the
gaming
boat?
history.
It changed her, but there was an antidote, so she's alive.
What about your boat?
If she remembers the murders,
I don't know. She moves in later. I figured she came with us, but I guess not.
they gave him to
Yeah,
a
no,
man
I still want to go on
named
record as saying it's
Josh.
weird that we just kind of fucking leave her and figure, she'll sort it out.
The grand inventor of Circonos.
We're one of the
Then
boats
who's
in the
next?
harbor. I mean,
Let's hope
there's
no
only
one's
but so
alive.
many.
And she's notoriously free to leave that institution.
Hey, we didn't murder anybody, but we did get detected a bunch. Oh, I got pretty much
11
everything.
detections, that's nothing. I don't know, I kind of like that they know you're there, you know?
So how's your playthrough
So how
going,
is your
Rutskarn?
no powers from hell playthrough going?
You guys think alike. I actually have not touched it in a little while. I've been playing the Cat Lady, and I've been not playing Cossack 3. But I think where I left off, I was still in the Academy place. So, no new updates, although I will be... I'm still well ahead, so...
His buzzing and glowing devices kept me safe. His stories always made me giggle, and his outrageous conversations shocked aristocrats and overseers alike. Now,
So again, we have sort of
all
the
these
positive
years
view of
later,
Sokolov here.
Kieran Jindosh is Karnaka's
Yeah.
genius.
Now, you can go ahead and tip this
A
to me.
mad inventor
Does this
who's
get
given the
complicated a
Duke
little later on?
sinister
Because it's
machines
already
that
sort of
move
setting
Not
up,
really.
like, how much can we trust Elizabeth? Okay.
Soldiers that fight and kill.
Like, Sokolov regrets a bunch of the shit that he did,
Being held and bring the old
but
man
that's
back
about
alive.
it. Like, that's as complicated as it gets.
One
Sokolov
to
is
the
a
other
sad
before he
dude.
creates an army of clockwork soldiers.
That's a little bit disappointing, actually, because it's, you know, it's kind of setting up a whole conversation about, like, you know, okay, so we take these people to be good guys, but are they really, you know, from every point of view? And I actually just want to say, so I came out in the beginning of this before I'd actually played it thinking that, really not liking the villain, like how the villain was presented, thinking it was like a little cliche. I'm definitely warming up to how they're sort of portraying the mystery of the villain.
With Delilah? No, Delilah works
Oh,
really
yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, I would not have believed that necessarily, but you know, the cutscenes I've had with Delilah so far, which really, you know, it hasn't resolved anything, so I'm sure my feelings will evolve. But I really like how they're creating, like, they're really encouraging you to see things from her perspective before you directly combat her,
What is it they say
which I
in
like.
Antilia? Watch the faces of those who bow the most deeply, or some such.
Let's
You
heart
might
you.
want to talk to Hypatia. She's taken one of his own. Just for this, you think. Needed to be away from that.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
Incidentally, Hypatia moved in while you were sleeping.
You're here. Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed.
Well, here's a little something I remember somebody
Duke was
saying
close
dimly.
to
Don't remember the
his grand
context.
inventor. But that
Does that
man
help?
has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and
No, we
despise
have
Sokolov.
that as part of a audio
visited
log over in the
Aramis
other room,
Stilton.
actually, so...
I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches
We're not
away.
already headed to the mechanical house, are we?
Sorry.
That's
You
like
should
2 or
rest
3 levels
easy
away
for
from
a
here.
while.
No, we're going to
Maybe
the
some
Clockwork
luck.
Manor this time.
I
Are we
hope
really?
so.
Level 3.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I didn't know that was that
Yeah,
early.
no,
Understand what you did for me.
Yeah, it's
But
a
I
real
owe you
pain
Why
in the
am
bee.
I holding my sword out now?
Thank you.
Pain in the bee?
Take
What?
as many of those
What?
as you can.
Ah.
Yeah, like I said, it's real pain in the
The-
Venus. I mean, it's. I felt like I didn't
In the
really
Venus?
have.
Whoops.
I felt like I didn't really have any powers or anything.
I didn't do
I didn't have
that.
any powers or anything, and I didn't have a lot of equipment. And it felt like when I got to the Clockwork Tower, it kind of like in an open world game when you get to an area you're really not supposed to be in yet. Like that's what it felt like.
This is the one time we ever see an audiograph being used for probably the purpose that 99% of the people in the world use it for, which is as a music player.
Megan must be up on deck.
I wonder if audiographs in the world of Dishonored are sort of like CDs and CDRs in the era of like late 90s technology. Like, it's real easy to get something that can play them, but something that can write them is a little bit more expensive and difficult to find.
Well, I mean, from the consumer perspective, they're obviously better than like cassettes. Like they're cards. You can hand them out as business cards. If you're a musician, you can hand out your little single like punch card to somebody with like your info on it, and then they can just plug it in, and it'll play your beautiful, beautiful music.
Right, but do most punch card players also have the capacity to record? Because most of what we find are audio logs that are like some guy being like, and then I killed him and it was sad, and we don't have a lot of like music.
I guess I inferred just from like the context of the audio recordings that, at least from the writer's perspective, they're assuming that people are recording their audiographs at the machine that plays the audiographs.
That wasn't here before. Botany and diseases.
That wasn't here before.
I'm
Gee, I
seeing the
wonder
crown
who
killer.
brought that.
2 pieces of the puzzle. More to go.
Too bad you can't steal this painting for
Yeah,
money.
but we didn't really learn much about
Is that
either
Delilah?
of them, did we?
Yep.
That's a cool painting of Delilah.
Ah, there's a... Oh! Megan couldn't find the crank wheel to the engine room. Did she check the workshop? No. Little maintenance tasks you get to do every time you, well, come back to the ship.
I've done 0 maintenance around the ship. Like, the
Oh,
holes,
ship's
how are you
not
supposed to
gonna
get
work
in
as
there?
good.
Like the stuck hole, do you need powers? How does that work?
No, you jump down on the outside of the ship and go in through one of the portholes.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious.
Is this a different one?
No.
No. Okay. New audio logs are being recorded from Sokolov and appearing in the office mysteriously.
You know, you're right, though. I don't actually remember... I haven't taken a good look at the machines. Maybe we should next opportunity. But I don't remember any microphones or anything on the audiographs.
Well, maybe we should ask Kiran Jindosh, head of the Jindosh Corporation.
I like Jindosh. I mean, I don't like him, but it's the sort of thing where, like, if he... I almost wish he was, like, a villain in a tabletop game where, like, you can interact with him and kind of figure out what he's all about.
That was hands off the keyboard, nothing going there. I don't know why I jumped that far. I can't even get back up. Oh, let me out.
And in this way, the Empire was lost.
Emily crashed headfirst into the water and drowned, and we never saw her again.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's get underway.
It's weird that they cast, is that Rosario Dawson in this game? As Billy Lurk?
Is it?
Yeah. Well, you're giving away the spoiler, Campster.
The fucking DLC gave away the spoiler, come on.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know. I didn't hear what you said. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going to ignore it.
Good. As Megan Cunningham or whatever.
As a
Foster.
Mirelurk,
Is
yes.
important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't. You said there's
I
a
mean,
wall
that's
of
pretty
light
much a
cutting off
risk
access to the
anywhere
carriage
here.
station?
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo taught me the theory.
Good. Get past
Yeah,
the
rewiring
Turbo
tools.
didn't
About
actually
as
use any
useful-
examples.
And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
Did you use any rewiring tools in Dishonored 1? I didn't.
Emily, take
I didn't
care
use
of
any in this
crazy
game
woman's
either.
Clockwork soldiers
Really?
and bring Sokolov back.
They are so
I-
useful for the Walls of Light.
I've used
It's
one
just-
so
there's
far.
always a way around those.
What is the way around this wall of light? Maybe I found it. I don't remember.
Honestly, I don't even remember where the wall of light in this level is.
This is the
So
one where you
the-
come out in the street
one
corner,
with
right?
the-
And it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah. Oh but yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Let me tell you.
This
What
one
is
is
this?
hard for a non-lethal playthrough. Not impossible, but just it's not. It is not designed to not alert guards. There's not a lot of sneaky corridors.
Yeah, just crossing this corridor here was really time-consuming for me.
It really messes with verticality, which I think maybe
Taxes,
Emily has
taxes,
benefits
taxes.
for.
The Crown Killer is watching! Exclamation.
It's basically a street corner slash town square that requires verticality to be able to get around. And I don't know how you do this without powers.
Yeah, I just took my time and picked my way across the courtyard in the shadows.
Drive us mad, drag us down deep, where our skin and organs turn to jelly and our bones settle in the muck.
Like, I think when he was talking about this, I was hiding in the guard shack. I've never even seen any of this stuff.
Huh.
I do love that
I
though.
didn't
Like
kill
this
that
is,
guy. I
this
can't
is one of the
fucking
very
put
few
that against
AAA
me, can it?
games in 2017 that you could like legitimately say I have not seen content in because I played a different way, which is so cool, and it's so rare to see that these days.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what really attracted me to the play style. Well, one of them.
Is this guy a supporter of...
I know, like
International?
Josh, I stuck to the rooftops in this area just because I really did not want to be found.
Oh.
This game really emphasizes, or this level really emphasizes verticality. If you don't have powers, you're stuck to the ground level, and I'm curious what you would have seen versus what I saw.
You know what? I bet you that there's a way up here without powers. I don't know that for sure, but I find that I often can reach high areas without powers. Okay, so Josh,
Well,
I'm thinking...
let's see here. Yeah, you could probably, like, get up from here. I don't know. Can I get up here with,
this
like,
would take a
normal
while
jump?
to get to in and of itself. This wouldn't be a shortcut. This would be like... This would be an endeavor after you've sort of made it through the tricky part.
But you've got super jump, Josh. You may have been able to get up there where he couldn't.
No, you have to hold super jump, and I just tapped it.
I'm talking to a stone wall for all they listen.
What? Who is talking?
I don't know. I wasn't
Is
listening.
that a lip there?
It looks like it.
Do we have to deal with...
What the fuck? I had no idea this was here.
Yeah, this is the rune thing for this level.
Rune thing?
You know, the thing where you find an outsider shrine and he talks to you and says
so
things
sorry.
like...
I'll tell you a story about
Like
Kirin
this.
Jindosh, a prodigy from Karnaka. Self-taught.
Yeah, I was
he was
okay.
hailed by the
I didn't
Academy
need
of
to know this
Natural
stuff.
Philosophy
I
for
figured all this
years.
out like 5 minutes in.
Sokolov,
Incidentally, I think Jindosh was introduced in the,
just 2 years after his arrival,
which is a Brigmore
he was
DLC, actually.
banned from the Academy for life.
I think, like, it mentions Jindosh, and it's like, when you're going to the ship, there's a little, like, abandoned apartment that's up on a level, and you can go in there and find some, like, stuff about this prodigious student from Karnaka that was, like, as good as Sokolov, but got kicked out because he was immoral.
I don't see anything about it on the wiki. But I can't imagine the Dishonored 2 wiki is like a steel trap. If so, I mean, it is
I don't know,
interesting.
I find
that
it pretty
they-
reliable. Oh, let me through.
It is interesting that they really did their homework on world building the DLCs for all that nobody was really paying attention.
There is a way up here from down there, actually, though.
I mean, we all talked about how sort of queerly brief Dishonored's, like, place in the spotlight was. Like, it was very widely reviewed and then just kind of faded away.
Yeah. I found it strange. Because, I thought it was a really good game, but... Like, it kind of came in at a weird time.
It did.
It was competing for,
that's
like,
fair.
the spotlight with a number of different games that, You know, and it also had that thing where, like, it had the controversy with the, it was the first game that Bethesda did where they didn't send out any review copies, and...
Oh, that!
And there was a lot of, like, really weird bugs in the initial PC port, which I experienced myself. There's a thing where, like, mouse movement was tied to frame rate, so, you would like stand out and like look out at the skybox and the mouse movement would be really fast, and then you'd like look in towards the level and the mouse movement would go like this, and it was really weird. I don't remember what kind of finagling I had to do to fix that, but it was an involved process, and it was like that for like the first 2 weeks that I had it, so... I don't think there's any reason to come down here.
I don't think Dishonored was... I'm looking it up, and I don't see Dishonored as the first game where the Bethesda didn't do the review thing.
I think Doom might have been, actually.
Yeah.
But Doom turned out to be, like, this massive success, so nobody cared. This game somewhat less so, especially on the PC with the port problems. I'm just gonna go over here. Let's see, we got a room back there. Oh yeah, the bone room back over there. We should probably go and stop by the... I don't know if we're going to get everything in every level, but we should probably go and stop by the black market, just because it introduces an important character.
Oh, that guy. I didn't know what to do about that guy. I actually beat him up like 8 different times just to see if I wanted to do that. And then ultimately I left it like I didn't bother him.
Yeah, I ended up not bothering him in my playthrough, so...
I mean, you gotta fight him a few times and then quick load just to see what the fuss is about. But... it's pretty funny if you, like, just prank him without talking to him. Because, as we're gonna see, his gimmick is that he's a witch or whatever and turns into a swarm of rats when he's defeated. But...
he actually, specifically has a bone from Vera Moray. You remember Vera Moray turned into rats whenever you killed her. His bone charm is fashioned from one of her bones. And
yeah, that's some lore. This is all backstory.
Only works once a day.
Right, so he's basically a witch or something. And if you tranquilize him before you talk to him, he turns into a swarm of rats. And that was kind of like,
you didn't give a shit about lore, Rutskarn.
This is trippy. Hey, I don't think I've ever claimed that I am a fan of the Dishonored lore.
So many, so little. It was never meant to be.
It's always felt like the Dishonored lore is doing a lot of work, and I respect it more than I really, I would say, directly appreciate it.
I feel like, as former Empress, she really shouldn't be able to ask that question.
I was gonna point out, like, with the why did so many have so little? Was there some kind of like communist revolution that never got off the ground that she was involved in, or something?